Good evening. Welcome to Cosmic Reid Live right here on WDW News Today. I'm Cosmic Chris Reid. It is so nice to see you. A little bit of a new intro there as I welcome. Oh, I can see it already. Let's, where is this here? Jeff Belkars. What is that? What do you got? Oh, look at that Mickey mug. I love it.
You like this, right? You like this one? This one passed the test since I got so much. Somebody was giving me some. It might have even been. No, I think it was Alyssa. Alyssa was even giving me some garbage for not having a appropriate mug last week. It was just a cup. I'm sorry, we don't do cup TV. We do mug TV here. Yeah. So apologies. Hey, exactly. And I'm giving myself congratulations. Yes, not on stolen internet tonight. What is up, people?
Hey, look,
it's flying. It's flying. Baby steps. Baby steps. Look how excited. Look how excited. How excited Daisy is for this.
I love it.
There she is. She doesn't care. She doesn't care. Her life has not been affected at all. Anyways, what's up, Chris? So what's going on, man? I'm also getting crap in the chat room for not knowing what's going on with the whole where Angelina is. What's happening? I'm sorry. I'm busy setting up the house still. It's crazy.
Angelina is taking care of a personal matter. They're moving, as far as I know, but they're just moving to a different place. So so she's out this week. Unfortunately, I know she might be watching right now, but there's stuff to do to pack up. You know how that is. You just did the big move yourself.
Oh my God! No idea.
Yeah, so
I had missed something because I had read something. There was something going on with the apartment, and it said something along the lines of post forthcoming, but I did not see the forthcoming post, so I had no idea what was going on. So it's lovely to see your beautiful, pretty face, and everyone in the chat room.
It is lovely to see your mug and to see you as well. Now that Angelina is moving, that means there is a place opened up in Winnipeg. So, I mean, I know you're not, but I'm just throwing that out there that, there is.
All right. I actually believe I saw that your prime minister was like, quote, stay home. So I don't think I'm welcome still. But
that's true. That is true. Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Mandy's still in the internet here. Okay. Well, I'll work on it. We actually did one, but we did that months and months and months ago. So I hope you're okay. If not, Jeff's going to carry the show because you can hear him fine. I want to say hello to everyone in the chat. Penguin, Leargus, hey, welcome to the show. Mandy, Alyssa, good to see you. Cheyenne, good to also. It's going to be. Hope next week. Meantime, you got the two of us, and we're talking all about Disney Q this hour. Hey, first, this is. I find this the hardest time, Jeff. Is like it's been a year since we went to Disneyland. It was like a year yesterday that we got back. So I'm really having like Disney blues right now. Right? It's like now it's been a year, and it is starting to sting a little bit, right?
Yeah, seriously. And thank you so much, Adventures with Alicia. Thank you. Yes, hooray! It really is. By the way, anytime I hear hooray, I just immediately think of the Winnie the Pooh ending of Adventures of Winnie the Pooh. I know everybody knows what I'm talking about. You get out there and they're like, hooray! That is how I feel. And I'm doing that, and I'm remembering all of that because as we were taking the very excitable Daisy, as you could see, out for a walk today, and I was telling Leah like what we were talking about, I was like, man, I cannot believe. So you were there a year ago, just about like, so what is this right now? So like last January you were there. Because I gotta tell you, but for me it was Food and Wine at Epcot. Even the previous November. Like, I can't believe we have somehow managed to, what does it say? Episode 44. And neither of us, who are two people who would be at Disney all the time. I mean, other than Jason. Jason's got me. Producers, Jason's got me beat. But it's like, and Alyssa knows exactly what I'm doing. Everybody knows Winnie the Pooh. Hooray! But like, I am jonesing so hard and looking at the Twitter machine, so much interaction on this thread. Like really passionate interaction on the thread and just thinking about all these things, like I was like, oh my God, like I'm just I'm over it, man. I'm over the pandemic. We gotta get this thing straightened out. We gotta get down there together, man, for sure. All right.
We do. Yeah, I know. I'm missing it. Yeah, you know what? So I picked up because is this better? Can you hear me okay now? I know people are saying it was a little bit choppy, so I hope I'm okay right now. Yeah. I'm not on the VPN. I'm not okay, if you got me good. Okay. So I went out and it was good. Okay, good. So Team Cosmic Meetup, Alyssa D. Yeah, no kidding. Yes, it's better. Karen, thank you so much. So I went out, and it's like my 1-year anniversary since I traveled to another galaxy, the galaxy far, far away known as Batu. And so I wanted to kind of remember my time in Batu. And Jeff, is there any better way to do that than to buy a saber? I mean, it only makes right? So
I thought I saw something on that this weekend. Yeah. No, there's no better way to do that. Yes, I think it's worth
right. I mean, so you know what? I spent the money. I felt like I was in Disney. That's quite honest.
Well, there you go.
This is it. Metal. It is the lightsaber for Darth Revan, who has not appeared in a movie, not even the cartoon, as far as I'm aware.
Oh my god!
But this is the lightsaber that I purchased. Now this thing is it's pretty solid. It is metal. It's heavy, not as heavy as the other ones that you get from like the one from Savvy's workshop is a lot more intense. I guess it's heavier. It's just heavier, but it's the same.
So where did you get
I guess so Toys R Us is still a thing in Canada. I know it's not in the States right now, but. No. Yeah, but Toys R Us has there's all the Batu like Target stuff or whatever. So it's up in Canada. It's in Toys R Us because we don't have Target. We did for like 6 months, and that's a fun story.
Oh.
Yeah, we had Target and we lost it in like a year. It was terrible.
Lord. I was like, I don't think we need to stretch that much without Angelina. But I mean, if you feel like we're going too quick, we can definitely talk about the unfortunate demise of the Target. But that thing looks pretty good, man. What's everybody in the chat room think about the we're not going to call it a knockoff lights? That thing is no joke, man.
No, it's the same blade as. It's the same blade as that you get in like Savvy's workshop or Batu. It's that you got to set these things up. It takes a while. Okay, there we go. So now here, the blade is in. Now this thing is really cool because they just released an Ahsoka one in Disney, and it changes from green to blue or blue to green, whichever you want. So if I turn this one on, if you can see this, we're make sure it's green. Yeah, so you can see this now. Yeah. So it's purple, right? And you switch the color on the lightsaber, and it turns. You can kind of see it turn red there. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, that is bananas. All right.
So there you go.
Oh heavens! I'll do myself, Bill. Congratulations. I'm glad. Let me tell you this. And chat room, help me out here. I love that Chris is allowed to have all of these things. That's what he's doing with his pandemic money. I am just somehow realizing that a trash can can somehow cost $170. So somebody please tell me what I'm doing wrong with my life. I mean, I'm shopping trash cans. Chris has lightsabers, and we're supposed to talk about cues. Yeah. So let's hit a little bit of that because there was a lot of passion on the Twitter machines. Like I was psyched, and I'm psyched to hear what everybody has to say in here, if I'm being honest.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep, totally. I totally agree. So let's do this Q talk now. Let's start at Magic Kingdom. It's going to be a big one. Now, in the absence of Angelina right now, Jeff and I are going to we're going to talk about two of our favorite queues in each park. Which might get easier as depending on what park we do next. But Magic Kingdom, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of good queues. What's your first pick for Magic Kingdom?
So, and let me tell you something. The best part about all of this, again, was almost constantly changing my answer, right? So I know that everybody thinks that it's like, how do you not do Haunted Mansion, which with my love of Haunted Mansion. But I'm like and I know Horatio was down here too. I think Horatio had said this. Quit shopping at IKEA. I wish, Rob. I feel like Horatio was in there, like what, and even Leah was saying this, like what we love about Disney is the way that they kind of like up the ante, and it's not like a regular attraction. You don't just walk in and bam, you're right there. I mean, the Pirates queue, right? So the first thing that came into my mind was actually Pirates before Haunted Mansion, and it could be going back to one of those things that we talked about early on, way before episode 44. But it's like when you were a kid, right? The first time you went to either of the Disneys, whichever one it was. So for me, I was little, I was still single digits, and I remember that Pirates queue, and it was like, oh my God, I'm going into like a dungeon, and there's these cannonballs, and it was just like the ambiance, right? And all the little like scene vignettes, like that was just, it was so well done. I still think it's so well done, even if I've got like this place in my heart for Haunted, if we're really going to do two. I gotta go with Pirates, I think first, which I can't believe. And there's just so many great answers out there. So
yeah, Magic Kingdom is full of them. And yeah, you think of your first trip and the queue that stands out for me. What's up? What's going on?
Jordan is just that is some cold, that was like ice right there, Jordan. Single digits was probably 50 years ago for Jeff. Holy moly. Do I have to freeze my do I have to dim the lights? I don't have my hue lights hooked up in here yet. Good heavens. Too much brightness. I knew there was
but
30-second time out
we're
for
just
Jordan.
looking at while we're looking at the chat, just a reminder, there is the super chat button. If you feel like donating any amount to WDW News Today, please do so. You can hit that little $sign at the bottom. We'd appreciate that. There's also the little like button. If you can, please give a like on this video. We'd appreciate that. And if you know some Disney friends right now that are at home and quarantining and doing all the same stuff we're doing, share the link with them. Share it on Facebook. Share it on Twitter, on all your social medias right now, so we can interact with them and bring them in here and grow the Team Cosmic family, as we like to say. Now, getting back to the queues, Jeff, you mentioned like the nostalgic factor of that first trip, and this isn't one of my picks, but for me, that nostalgic and the mountain queue, and maybe it's because I spent like 2.5 hours waiting for Splash. Like it went and it wrapped around to Adventureland, went all in front of the ride, and you spent so much time. But you get into that little like not shack, but like that little hut or whatever, and then you go up the stairs, and then you go into the tunnel.
Yeah.
And the smell, like you can smell it right now, right? So all those senses.
Yes. I have to tell you too. So this is like the ad, like before Fast Pass, right? Like when Fast Pass, like you miss so much of this Imagineering when you were just like hauling it through the Fast Pass lines. You know what I mean? Like, so be it Pirates, or, I mean, I know you just said Splash Mountain. You don't get to really like partake in any of that stuff, which is both a blessing and a curse, I feel like. But yeah, so was that one of your first attractions there? Are you saying Splash was one of your first things? My first time there, Jordan, was so long ago that Splash Mountain wasn't even a thing. What do you got to say about that? Anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Jeff went on those boats when the land was still a swamp, right?
Yeah. I actually, I helped build. Yeah, exactly. Yes. I'm not even gonna kid. So you guys can joke all day long, but my first water park was Ripple Country, right? Hasn't that been closed for like 47 years? Anyways, go ahead. Sorry,
yeah. So you know what? It's not Splash for me for my first pick. This is going to be. Oh, you know what? Somebody just said it in the chat. Tom Strong. So I'm gonna, and this is probably an odd pick, and not everyone will agree with this, but I'm gonna say Space Mountain. And now this might be because it's a little bit nostalgic, because I I like my mom talked about this when I was like young, years before we went on. I don't know how excited she was to go on this, and she's like, "It's all in the dark and this roller coaster and this big like long line to get there, and in the dark in this tunnel, and it just keeps twisting and turning, and the music's kind of bizarre." Oh, super chat for the passion coming from Jeff aging himself.
She knows what's up. She knows what's up, man. She understands like the only child, the middle age. Upper middle age, ancient only child, and how I'm going to just cry myself to sleep today. So thank you so much, Alyssa. Thanks for protecting me from the bullying that's going on inside the chat room.
Thank you so much.
River Country closed the year I was born. Okay, we get it.
Joseph said if you went to River Country, you don't have to worry about what is in the current virus. So
that's exactly correct. She's not
but
wrong.
You know what?
She's not wrong.
So Space Mountain. Yeah. And I think it was because I latched on to my mom's like love of this or like the way she hyped it for me. And I remember the star tunnel and I remember bizarre like kind of panels with the stars and the astronauts and the planets. And then when you finally get to like right before the loading area and you can see the roof and the giant chocolate chip cookies and everything. There was a feeling. It's funny because the Star Tunnel music is so relaxing. I listened to that like before bed and just to like it's so trancey.
It's like the Calm app for you.
Yeah, it really
the Calm app when Cosmic Chris Reid has the Space Mountain tunnel music. That is interesting, and I actually love being on People Mover, and you actually pop in and you can hear some of that too. Yeah, no, I'm with you. It's just my God, you talk about. Oh man, when I was back in those single digits, and I mean, like I told you, like I was there for 4th of July with my parents. I cannot believe they did that. My dad probably still regrets that to this day.
Mm-hmm.
But like there was nothing going on, dude. Like there's not that much to look at other than the stars, which is why it's funny to me that they have those like games there now. You know, so it's funny that you and Tom Strong both said that cue because it just seems like it's a never-ending hallway. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. And I'm talking like pre the games. I've stood in the line probably once. Usually just fast pass. Oh, look at this! Giving some love to the Cosmic Rays Burger Q, $2. Tom Strong, thank you so much. That's awesome.
That's all you can eat pickles, man. You don't even want to see me load up my burger with the pickles from the side. Is that going to be a thing anymore? God, I hope so.
Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt that when we do our meetup, we're going to be doing it at Cosmic Rays?
No.
At least
there's no doubt.
It's going to start.
Other than the fact that I'm going to have to get over to Epcot because of the lack of.
And I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring my backdrop and just throw it up in the place and see what happens.
Oh, you should.
Excuse me,
where
sir.
is it? Where is it cape?
What do you think this is?
Yeah.
It's Cosmic Reed.
Exactly.
So I just really like how calm the Star Tunnel music is, and then like how bananas Space Mountain is. Now I prefer Space Mountain in Disneyland, but I love Space Mountain. So it's a really odd pick, and I get that, but I'm going to go with Space for my first. I know it's not everyone's favorite, and I think my other one will probably not be a surprise. What do you got for your second pick? Because it's probably the same.
No, so it was good. Yeah, well, I was just looking. I'm trying to see how many Haunted Mansion references you have behind you in this freaking thing. So you're kind of throwing me for a loop on the Space Mountain because I would not have expected that. I would have expected Haunted for you, and then this is Pico's Bill is my favorite. My favorite cue.
What did you call it last week? What did you call it last week?
Pico's Bills. JD Cosmic Crawl has to take place in Epcot. JD is on it, bro. That's a super chat from JD, man, for $1.99.
Thank you so much.
All right.
With the beer.
That's going to get us.
Cheers. I'm drinking also to celebrate. Yes. It's the 1 year since the Galaxy. I got one of these Coke bottle grenade things. It's just filled with Pepsi. Ironically, but there you go.
Well, that's unacceptable. Yes.
So what?
So Oh, look at this. Magical Vacation Vlogs actually just said what I was saying earlier. Just got back from the parks and we realized how many queues we regularly skip because of Fast Pass. And that's exactly what I'm saying. And think about it, even like, I wouldn't even probably say mansion queue until they kind of made that little, oh no, Penguin Project has to go. Sorry about that.
Oh, no.
See you later.
All right. See you soon.
It's interesting the way they like built that out. So back to our show from last week is, you know, the stretch room a pre-show, or is it actually technically part of the queue? I think it's part of the pre-show. So right. I do love what they did and kind of made the storytelling aspect of Haunted Mansion with the new queue. But when I was but I'm actually oddly going to change the answer, because you want to talk about a queue that you totally skip with Fast Pass, and one that is totally, I think, amazing and undervalued right now is Peter Pan. But I could do Magic Kingdom all night, by the way, because I also have a third pick, and I'm just going to shoehorn it in there because the Snow White. I mean, like the Runaway. Why am I blanking on the coaster, man? Seven Dwarfs. Yeah. I mean, like that. Yes, I mean, there's stuff to do in there. You know what I mean? Like again, back to Peter Pan though. The way they've got Tinkerbell kind of like fluttering along the walls. Like you totally miss that if you're doing the if you're doing the the Fast Pass. Oh my yes.
Yeah.
Because
what's going on?
Yeah, and Alyssa actually is saying Seven Dwarfs Mine Train. Thank you. But Alyssa is even saying the same thing. I miss so many queues because she has to go back with Autumn so often, so she never waits in line. Right. So, like I said, I think that is a blessing and a curse, because I think you're missing, so many of these things. Tom Strong would like a Regis. I mean, can you give him one for $2?
Absence of Angelina, Tom Strong requested a Regis, so yeah, why not?
I don't like this.
Look, man,
he's
like a jukebox, bro. He's like a jukebox. Whatever you need, Tom Strong. But yeah, we'll see. So I both love and I hate that for you, Alyssa, because I think that there's so much. Now, granted, you don't want to be waiting all that long, and I've waited in that Peter Pan queue can get very, 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 very long and very a little claustrophobic. Yeah. But I mean, there's just some stuff that you just don't want to miss. I'll even get into that when we get to Animal Kingdom. But yeah, so what is your second one then?
I'm gonna have to say the second one is the Haunted Mansion. I was so excited when they were doing an interactive queue for that. I don't know how much I'm going to touch it from now on, but like everyone else, or what they're going to do with that. But I just over this way, I have a cupboard, absolutely not a cupboard, like a display case with shelves of Haunted Mansion stuff in it. And one of the things I have are the statues that you see when you first walk in the queue on the right hand side. Like, and that's somebody mentioned on Twitter. It's a murder mystery. You got to. Yeah, like they're miniature versions of it, but the detail is really good.
I mean, that's a great photo. And it's so funny you even say that about like the touching things, because people said, and some people are talking about giving love to Winnie the Pooh. This is for you, Tom Strong. But and I think Penguin Project before they left might have mentioned it, but it's the honey pots, man. Like, who's going to be touching those screens now? Even though they're, by the way, pro tip, they're actually laser beams, so you never needed to actually touch the glass. I don't know if you knew that, but they actually break based on laser beams. So when you break the laser beam, it actually opens up the honey. So you don't really have to touch them, but still, I don't think anyone's going to be doing any of that anytime soon.
No. So I really thought it was a good idea when they did that. They added that queue. I loved like hammering on that thing and trying to put all the books in before one other book came out, and figuring out the other little riddles that were in there, and Culpepper Klein when he's doing, he sneezes and the water comes out of the thing, and Master Gracie's tomb. And the
deep with this, dude. I like it.
Yeah. Like it's very easy, and a lot of the time that I find I'm in there, it goes pretty quick. Like you just seem to keep moving in that queue. But I'll never do Fast Pass for Haunted Mansion because I just love going through that one so much. That's my second.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a good one. If you had a third, just because I mean, like again, we're gonna get to the point where we kind of were last week, where you're talking about like pre-shows versus Q, and you know, who doesn't want to say the Bird Show? I don't know, but like you know, Q's I think also might be lacking a bit at Animal Kingdom. So if you had to do a third, what's it gonna be? Just bam, real quick.
Okay.
Oh my God, Tom Strong.
Off the top, I mean, what's going on? What happened?
Tom Strong is claiming that he's licked the honey wall. I don't know. I mean, they don't even serve adult beverages in Magic Kingdom, so I find that hard to believe. But we'll see.
Consider yourself
I'll hold
vaccinated.
you to that. Man. Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
A third one off the top of my head of Q that I enjoy in Magic Kingdom.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, like the Winnie the Pooh one's cool. Peter Pan's great. One that we haven't talked about, I really do like the little detail in at least the first half of the Voyage of like the Little Mermaid under the sea. Just because that was
my third one, dude. That was absolutely
was
my
it?
third
Yeah,
one was going to be
because
Voyage of the Little Mermaid. Exactly.
Yeah, like those little, like the little crab, that little blue crab that's in that, like it's a projector thing, but he's like peeking his head out and like you're trying to figure out where he's going to pop up in the next one. I just think that's really cool. So I'm off the top of my head. That's what I'm going to say for Q with the special mention to Splash because that's nostalgic.
Right. And I mean, and Tom Strong even just said that where he's like Mermaid, a new one, but a good one. I do like when they put some time into kind of like reimagining those things, because now you had said that you had been at Disneyland last, which I don't think that is the case for me, though we were there not that long ago before Walt Disney World. But like, think about the difference in the queue of Little Mermaid at Disneyland versus Florida. I mean, it's night and day, right? Like, come on, which one are you going to take? Mm-hmm. But what I also love, though, and I promise we can get the heck out of Magic Kingdom after this, but like, no one said Thunder Mountain, right? Like Thunder Mountain is a little more of like, you know, there's things to read and it's like, but it definitely makes you feel like you're on this mine train. And what I love about that is that the two queues, both in California and Florida, are like just minutely different, but there's nods to both at both places. Same thing with the attraction itself, quite frankly. So I love the way there's like little twists.
Yeah, it is cool. And Leif Vargas mentioning the Little Mermaid queue is amazing. If anyone knows where I can find the queue music loop of that ride, please let me know. I'm pretty sure it's played on WDWN Tunes. So yeah, check it out, WDWNtunes.com. Get the WDWNT app, and you can check out the little tab at the bottom or top, depending on your iPhone, and you can listen to WH Plays Disney Park music 24/7. We should have some of that stuff in there. So yeah, definitely tune in. Shout out to SeaWorld. Good to see you. Welcome back to the show. Monday Nitro. So yeah, I think that covers it for Magic Kingdom. You know, there's so many, you know, it was funny because you mentioned the Tiki Room last weekend, and is that like a queue or a pre-show? And you're like, well, you got no love for the Tiki Room. In fact, over in the other corner of this room I'm in right now, I have a giant Tiki Room sign, which is behind our bar. So I do have a love for the Tiki Room.
I'm sorry. Mandy would like everyone to know that she's there to ride rides, not read. Okay. Well, like I said, she's not going to like my Animal Kingdom. She's not going to like my Animal Kingdom answer then. So there's your tease for that.
All right.
One park, 30 minutes. That's right, Will. And that's minus Angelina. Yes. I even texted Chris. I was like, "Are you sure we should do this in one night?" But go ahead.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Oh, that's what he's a half hour in one park. Well, I did I showed off this ridiculous purchase. Okay, so next, Disney's Hollywood Studios. This is there's a lot of good queues in the studios. Not a lot, but there's a lot of good ones, I guess, and a lot of favorites for myself.
Yes.
Do you want me to go first on this one?
I would like you to go first on this one. Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to pick the. I do. It's over. It's a far corner. So my first pick is the track went on in '97. Well, we did Indiana Jones Stunt Spectacular, and then we went on this attraction, and it was Star Tours. And I wasn't a Star Wars fan at the time. I mean, I liked them, but I didn't love it. But then walking in and like immediately feeling like, like, wow, you're kind of like in this other world. And that I had never really seen a queue like that was so detailed. And I remember seeing, C3PO, D2, and
Yeah, man.
this is before they did the recent, like the changes in the last 10 years. But the other droids that would somewhat like talk to you, like not actually talking to you, but I thought they were talking. And I just was like, there's all these droids, and like floor to ceiling, that queue is covered with Star Wars stuff. And even the big board, the big light up board that's like has the different planets and like flight delays and all this, and it's even better now. The stuff that they have added in the last decade is pretty
awesome.
cool too. So
yeah,
I'm gonna have to say Star Tours is my first one.
A lot of people are totally agreeing with you here. I mean, Leif is, and it's just and then Alyssa actually just said what I was just screaming in my brain, which was, wait, did he just say he wasn't a Star Wars fan at the time? Because I'm like, didn't you just? I mean, you're showing us the lightsaber. You've spent $8,000 on the other lightsaber from the park, so that actually does strike me as a little bit strange. But you are right. I Star Tours was not my answer for my number one, because it's like, but I don't know why it's not, because that was there on my first trip there, and that still to this day, while they've tweaked it a bit and they've updated it, it's still, just having that, the when you walk in, you're just blown away by like the animatronic, and you're like, this is a movie that I had seen when I was even younger than that, and I was like, oh my god, like I saw a freaking Empire at the drive-in with my parents, and like fell asleep, and just to have that brought to life was just, I certainly did. I actually was a grip on Casablanca. That's how I actually I was crew for Casablanca. But anyways, so yes, thank you for derailing me. So that probably should be there, but there is something I absolutely love, and maybe I was okay not going right for Haunted Mansion, because I knew that I was going Hollywood Tower of Terror for my number one. I think that is amazing. And my number two, I think might actually surprise you as well. But I love it. I love the cobweb. You know what I mean? Like if you start like looking at all the detail and like the cracked foundation as you walk up to it, and even as you're walking through the garden, and that creepy ass music, man, it is so good. And then when you actually round the corner, and Jordan was complaining about something being hot, so this is actually the best part, because as you round the corner in the summer, and you finally get that blast of AC as you're about to like walk in. But I mean, again, from the lobby, I mean, like, again, and there's so, I wish you actually could spend a little bit more time in that lobby room before you get ushered into the first room, because there's so much there, right? Like the chessboards and the, you know what I mean? Like the luggage and the cobwebs, everything is just so cool. And Leaf actually even says, Tower of Terror pre-show is also awesome. I think that they walk, they walk that line so beautifully together, where it's like, still pre-show, but still queue as well. So that actually is one of those confusing ones, because then you end up in the boiler room. And Space Wranglers, like Twilight Zone Easter eggs, the artifacts, like that thing was so well thought out from like an Imagineering perspective that that is almost why I picked that more than anything else.
Yeah, you know what, that is my just with all the detail. And I remember the first time we wrote it was at night, and this would have been in 97, and we went through the entire queue, because like no fast passes, right? So I remember the overgrown garden, and like the mist that was like all those, like the mist was there, and it just looked kind of like fog, so it's kind of creepy. And then the closer you get that one space in the trees where you can see the whole building, and it's just like it's menacing, right?
And that is man, and that is why, like, you love being able to go when the sun is down and like the purple lights are shining on it, because it's just so perfectly moody. Yeah, absolutely, man.
Yep,
absolutely.
And then like you said, the creepy garden, the just, it's so creepy. And there's like, I feel like there's stuff every time that I go that I didn't see before, and it was probably there, but there's so much detail in it. So they did a really awesome job on that. So I'm gonna have to say, Terror is my second pick, with because we just got to. I want to move along to the next park, but honorable mention to Catastrophe Canyon. That queue had so many like the movie, the props and stuff. I'm sure the people in the chat that know what I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. All the movie props in that was just so fun to look at. You know what? I like that too.
So I'm actually, and I can't wait to probably get hate for this, but I did notice somebody had said it on Twitter because, like, by the way, Leah's pick is just the wonderful, fabulous cheesiness of Rock and Roller Coaster. Not that anyone asked. But I am going because I don't even know that I like the film anymore. But I think we were talking about, like, if you're actually looking to get out of the heat and you are in Hollywood, you know, and you're in Hollywood, what are you going to do? That always has a 5-minute line, and it's the Muppets. And I got to tell you, from a storytelling perspective, and just for that being so old, the way that they utilize like the old school like SD square tube TVs, that room is awesome. And there's so many, like you talk about like all the nods to Tower of Terror. Well, there's so many nods to the Muppets and Jim Henson, and that pre-show and Q is just awesome to me. I guess, again, this is where we go back and forth. Is it a pre-show or is it a Q? But I think that the Q and like that room, like the way it all kind of comes in together. And there you go. And Tom Strong agrees. How do we not mention the Muppets? Just countless detail in there. And that's kind of the best part about the Muppets, because you can watch Muppet movies and still miss half of the Easter eggs and jokes in there. So
you know what brings us all together, like all 60 whatever people watching right now, all of us here in Team Cosmic, you know what connects us all? We have all lifted the mat and looked for the key under the mat, right? Tell me how many times that you've done that. Right.
Yes. And there was an awesome, everybody has done that. And there was an awesome hidden Mickey, I remember, on the back of that building that I think is no longer there, or was like repurposed or something like that. So yeah, absolutely. Awesome.
Yeah, Tom Strong agreeing. Yeah, and everyone's touched that one. Well, okay. Well, good conversation there. And yeah, people saying the Muppets. Cheyenne was saying about Runaway Railway, saying that she's seen like photos of the queue, and I know that Jeff, you're staying away from that, but she hasn't been there yet. But love what she's seen.
I just woke her up. Yeah. Man, I know, Cheyenne, you're killing it. You're killing me a little bit, because like I'm so excited to see that, right? And I cannot believe how strong I've held. And let me tell you something. Some of you people in the chat room, or who was at least responding on the Twitter machine to you all throughout the day, was posting, I can't believe you didn't actually pick the other Star Wars. Or did we hear your second pick yet? Is that why we don't know this? But the Rise of the Resistance queue looks like just bananas squared times pi. And I'm also on purpose not looking at that video as well. So I can't, I'm pretty sure if you saw that, that's probably the only real answer. Am I wrong? Am I yes, I am wrong.
No, you're not. I was reading the chat, the Twitter machine. Jack.
Yes.
No, you know what? It's funny because these things, the glasses are hurting my. Okay. I haven't been on Rise of the Resistance. It opened 5 days before we got to Disneyland, and I said,
dude, get out of here.
I said I'll go on it next time.
Yeah. Sure.
No, otherwise I'm sure I would have named that. We did go on Smuggler's Run. And the queue is cool, but honestly, it was like a 15-minute wait. So we walked through a lot of it, and there was people behind us, and it looked cool. But it's just the one that stands out where I feel like in it is Star Tours, and maybe it's just for nostalgia's sake, and I've done it so many more times. Now, get me wrong, like I'm in Batu, I feel like I'm somewhere else, but yeah, it's just the Smuggler's Run one didn't do it for me. However, the queue, the waiting area for when you're about to board, and when you're in like where the holochess is, and that the couch, that is absolutely cool. You need to take a photo there, get there as fast as you can. That part is really cool. But I'm still gonna stick with Star Tours and Tower of Terror. So that covers it for studios, right?
God, yeah, you are God. This show every week is just killing me on the fact that, because I mean, like, I understand it's a lot easier for me to get down there, and Cheyenne, I'm pretty sure Cheyenne and Horatio are actually in Florida. Who else is in Florida? I don't even know where everybody's from. But it's like, I can hop in the car and be there in 6 hours, man. And I would do it in a heartbeat if I could get down there. I miss it so much. So I can't wait to experience these things that I have not experienced yet. So, but yeah, anyways, there's Hollywood. So where are we going now?
Let's go Animal Kingdom. This should be probably pretty quick. Do you want to go first on this one?
Like I said, just shot after shot, Jordan. Really? We can tell Jeff is super indecisive just by watching this show. LOL. It actually, it's not. You're not wrong. You're not wrong, Jordan. I'm okay. I can admit my faults. What's up? I started in radio. I used to have to make lots of changes and adapt and just know how to stretch. You know what I mean? Anyways, so we're going to Animal Kingdom. This is where, so Mandy's not going to like this answer because because it involves some reading, Mandy. I'm going with Everest, man. I love the backstory of Everest. And I think that is like part of what we're talking about here. If you don't want to, kind of read through the things, there's also, you know what there is in there for you, Mandy? There's some poop. There's Yeti poop in there. And I think that it is very probably it's probably to scale. That's all I know. But like all the exhibits and like reading kind of the Everest, hands down. Thank you, Alyssa. It's just, like the backstory and the, oh man, do you guys see that? Did anybody see that? That's okay.
What was that one? Yeah.
That to you. Oh, that was Daisy going right up to Wally. And, they kind of have this like brother, sister, love, hate relationship thing. So like sometimes she goes up.
I get it.
You can rewind that. There was a little bit of hissing there. Anyway, so yes. So Yeti poop but the whole like idea that we're following this kind of expedition story. I love that. And then I just think it's a beautiful fun. And that's what Magical Vacation. Everest is another cue you miss with Fast Pass, and you also miss it in the single rider. Because honestly, that's the one thing that I always single rider. Because you're through there in like 15 minutes. So, anyways,
yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have to agree that Everest, like the detail, like there's like thousands of props in that thing. Every little spot of every desk and every wall is like covered with a mask or an artifact, and like some people go through and probably are like, did they actually use these tools? Like, was this actually part of like some expedition? Because it's just that detailed, and there is stuff to read on it, and like the flags that are like all ripped up, and the crazy, like you're in like a museum. The detail is insane in that one, so I have to give it to Everest for my first pick too.
I love that, and I think that there's a little bit of stuff like this about on some of the Disney Plus shows, but. How like there's all these these BTS behind the scenes features, like for especially the newer films, Wall-E, for example. I mean, I wish we had one of those on every freaking attraction at Disney. And I know there's some stuff on YouTube, but like the quality's not great. I think you shared a link with me for like Haunted Mansion, that dates back so many years. I wish we could, like, I have a Haunted Mansion book, but I do wish there was some bite-sized, like maybe 23-minute, behind the scenes on like the idea generation, just like to see it. I really think that would work delightful. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah.
But I would love to know, like what came first? Like, okay, we're going to do a roller coaster. Okay, we're going to theme it over about the Yeti. So now it's Everest. And now like, what's the backstory and what's the point of view of the explorer and things like that? You know what I mean? I even, I hate the movie for Dinosaur and I feel like it needs to be redone. But I mean, even that's like a fun, like little story. So okay.
What's the point? What's the back? Like, yeah. What is the Yeti thinking right now? I don't know why I thought of it. What is the Yeti thinking? I mean, it's like, am I ever going to move again? Yeah, I don't know. Just this, literally, just something I'm thinking of. That'd be a fun thing to write sometime.
Yeah.
So okay, so second pick, Animal Kingdom. Do you have one?
Well, and I gotta tell you, I've only been through it one time, and that was because of Rope Drop. But I mean, the only other times I've ever been on Flight of Passage would be through Fast Pass, right? Because I'm just not waiting 2 hours for almost any. And so on Rope Drop, it was like, man, we were just like really, really going. So I don't even really remember. But this is where I go back to even what Angelina was saying last week. It's like, where does the queue stop and the pre-show begin? Because I think that is one of the more technologically, progressive, queues, really, as they kind of shuffle you from room to room. And there's 2 rooms before you actually get to the attraction itself. But is that a pre-show, or is that a queue? Technically you are like moving through. So I don't really know, but I would have to say I would have to say Flight of Passage or the Bird Show.
Yeah. So I'm I'm gonna have to say Flight of Passage as well. I do like the area in Dino Land and sort of queue as well. But the Flight of Passage, now here's the thing, I've only been on the Fast Pass version of it because my wife was pregnant at the time and she couldn't go on it. So I did the Fast Pass and went that way. So I know that I've seen pictures of like the forgive me because I don't know Avatar. I've only seen the movie once, but like there's one of the blue species, the guys, the girls, I don't know what it is in water. Yeah. I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
But you know what? Just the outside part of the queue where we were.
Yeah.
What's that? That I don't know what it is.
It went by. No. It went by the blue. Talking about the giant blue man makes Flight of Passage line fun. Jordan S, my nemesis for the evening, apparently. Okay. Yes.
So I'm gonna have to say, but Flight of Passage, because the outside part of it, where you're kind of immersed in all that crazy vegetation and plant life that they have there, and the waterfalls, it's just like it's really cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, oh my God! Before you even get inside, for God's sakes. Yeah. It's beautiful, man.
Flight of Passage is one of the.
God, yeah. I'm sorry for cutting you off. The last Wine and Dine half marathon that I did, I don't know if they had just like changed the course, but they had added that whole Avatar land in there, and it's what a beautiful just. God, it's just such a beautiful like landscape, and one that I usually don't even see during the day because you're not doing it right if you're not going to see the whole Avatar landscape like at night with the fluorescent lighting and the paint and stuff. So, but man, what a beautiful just kind of landscape thing. That thing was. I remember when they were building that for like 2-3 years, and you were like, "What the hell are they doing here, man?" That thing was just like a crane. Is this? Yeah, they're just unbelievable. So, anyways,
but I remember that. Yeah. Okay, so we got 9 minutes left. We got or 10 minutes, I guess, left. One more park, and we have a couple of things for Team Cosmic as well. I want to show off and tell you about next week's show, which could be interesting if Angelina doesn't join us. We might have to call somebody else in to join us for it. But Epcot, this is the last one. So
I'm sorry, Jordan. I'm squinting. I'm squinting to read the chat room because I'm so old. My eyes are just aging within the hour. Bifocals on. Yes. Sorry. Anyways, go on. Epcot.
So
did I go first? Or did you go first? Yeah.
You went first last time. I'll go first this time. So I'm going to go ahead and say, just because I'm super nostalgic. I think people know that by now, that I really. I'll call it the old Epcot, the original Epcot with the original attractions. And I smile, and it's like almost to get a tear in my eye when I see that Horizons logo hidden in the Mission Space queue. And I like the lighting. Yes. The darkness. Space Obviously, I like space stuff. Hello, the name of this show.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm going to have to say Mission Space. And I'm not a huge fan of the attraction itself, but I really do like that. Seeing that Horizons, I take it every single time. I got like countless photos of this logo on there, but I just really like that it to me is so obvious. So for my first pick, I'm going to have to go with Mission Space because of that nod to the past.
That is
and
great.
I do like how, yeah, I like the lighting and stuff like that. Yeah. $2 super.
Man. Yeah. Oh, Tom Strong waiting on standby as guest host for next week. Okay. All right.
Hey, right on.
Get ready.
Perfect. Thank you so much for
this. We got something. Fill that third square. Jordan, not happy with your answer. Gross. Mission Space makes me sick, Chris.
No, I know.
Yeah, I think that is a great answer, and I don't know if people are going to hate my answer. But I can't say, like, I love Horatio actually just said living seas. And I think we even talked about this last week a little bit, Chris, like with the hydrolators, like that was just epic. And I will always remember that because of, being there with my parents when I was younger. But I think what they did, man, and again, I don't think I would review the attraction the same way, but what they did for the Nemo, the Nemo replacement, I think I love the boardwalk and like the beachy sound, the beachy scene. And then, you go into the next room and you're like underwater and, the way that they project the fish things. Now, granted, most of the time that's usually a walk-on. So you're also not seeing things that are there. But actually, I think it's peaceful. I think it like looks good. God forbid if you actually wait for that thing like outside. That's going to take forever. But I mean, I love again that boardwalk with the fake grass, and I think it's great. Just the natural sounds. Yeah, Cheyenne's like mine, exactly. Mine. Like just the natural sounds, like of the beach, and it's very calming. But that whole ride to me, or attraction, is calming to me. So I kind of love they kept living the way they incorporated that into the living seas at the end. I think I love that.
People are Coral, Nemo. Okay, so speaking of Coral, Nemo, and all that, there's some deals going on right now. Carouselofproducts.com. It's all of the merchandise from WDW News Today. Carouselofproducts.com. Look for some discounts on some of those shirts. There's new merchandise added every week. There's stickers for Cosmic Read Live. They're $2.50 a piece. Slap them. I'm going to say in your car, but maybe don't do that. They're not magnets. They're stickers. You got to be a super devoted fan to stick that on your vehicle, because your vehicle will go down in value. Yeah, just
I agree. that might be true.
There are stickers for Cosmic Read Live, and plus all the others as well here on the channel and also on our main channel. Now, with a few minutes with the Team Cosmic stuff, I want to get to. I'm just going to say this quick, and I'm probably going to get some hate for this. We did this attraction. It was shut all day, and it opened. So the Epcot was going to shut at like 10 o'clock. Like 9:52, we decided to go on Grand Fiesta Tour, just closing down Epcot. And there was
you are not answering with this.
No. I'm not answering that one. No. I just see where I'm going with this. It was like 9:50.
I'm just checking.
We were like, okay. So Frozen Ever After shut down for the day, whatever. We'll go on Grand Fiesta to close it up. So we go on Grand Fiesta, and at like 9:55, our buddy who was with us looks at his phone and he's like, it just opened. And now we're halfway through this ride. So we're trying to like make our boat go fast. We're like, come on. We've never been on this attraction yet. Frozen Ever After. So we like the boat probably just barely stopped. We got off. We ran out of Mexico, and we ran all the way over to Norway, and into the queue for Frozen Ever After. And there were a few people there. We were like the last few people to get on the attraction for the day. But I really liked what they had done to it, the little Norway town. And I'm not a huge Frozen fan. I like that. So just in the time of, we only got a couple minutes here, I want to say Frozen Ever After. From what I remember, it was very quick, but I really enjoyed the little town and how it felt. So that's my answer.
So
R.I.P.
that
Donald.
is going to be that's going to be my other answer. I don't even think that there is, like, I love what they did, when you take something, because it's always like crazy, and Horatio will speak to this, guys. Do not screw around with like the old attractions unless you are going to do something like amazing, right? So going from Maelstrom to this had to be something epic. You couldn't just like put a sheet over it, right? So I think what they did on the inside of that is really, really just really detailed. You know what I mean? And for that attraction just to be like 3.5 minutes, like so quick. I think that's a great pretty though. I was definitely on the fence between that and Test Track, both old and new, if I'm being honest. But I think that's pretty good too. So.
All right, let's. We'll be going over. So, whatever. That's fine. Jump in.
I think we handled. I think we handled.
We did.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. So there was a couple photos that were on Twitter of cues that people enjoyed. So I do want to show those first. I think there was like 4 or 5 of them. So this one, Mr. Toad as he is in the pet cemetery.
Oh man!
Over at
that is
mansion,
so
right?
good. Oh my God, how did we not even mention that? Yeah. The great.
No, I know.
I mean, the tombstones, dude. The tombstones at Haunted Mansion. Like, I know that's the exit, but I'm just saying it's still, the way it's wrapped up. I mean, like, it's kind of like an exit queue, though, if you must.
Yeah.
And the way they bookend it. I would describe it as that. So, but I mean, the tombstones, man. No one mentioned the tombstones. Those are freaking.
This is another one shared on Twitter. I'm not sure. Was it? I forget who shared this one on Twitter. Just another one with Donald and Minnie there. Another cue. So I heard this was Horatio's. I'm pretty sure this is Pirates. There you go, Jeff.
Yeah.
Brings you back.
Horatio, I'm not gonna lie. Actually, I think made me change my answer, because like that actually reminded me. I mean, look at that. Like, I love that. And it's just so dark and yo-ho, whatever. So go ahead.
Yeah. Here's another one we just spoke about. There we go. The test track cue. Let's see what else we got here. This one from Disneyland, and that one Indiana Jones Temple of the Forbidden Eye.
Great. That is a great cue. I remember the first time that I went there, and it's like there's a couple of spots where you can pull the rope, and the ceiling might come down, or like pull, there's like 2 different places where you could do something, and at the right time, like you get some kind of like haptic feedback. I love that, man.
It is really, really cool. And outside too. We had that was the last attraction we did in Disneyland on our last night.
So good.
So that's the photos. Do you remember last week? I don't have them loaded up here, but last week Cheyenne and those photos, was it last week or the week before? Did a couple of photos for us and like cut you out, Jeff, and put you like with Wally. Angelina had like Figment, the wings and the horns, right?
Yeah.
Right, and I was outside the castle as opposed to where I was originally in the hub. So this is just so like it's crazy the amount of work that goes into things like that. As we've seen, like with Karen and her drawings as well, have just been phenomenal of the 3 of us. Jeff, Cheyenne put a lot of work into those, so she actually had put up a little video.
What? Wait a minute.
Hang on.
Yeah.
Can we? Is there a way to can we kill the audio on that? How do we kill? Jason's got to be around. I'm sure he can hear us. Maybe like number 40 there. Is there a way to mute number 40? And no one else is gonna know what I'm talking about here. But is there? Can we? Okay, yeah, looks good. I'm gonna try that again.
Let me see it.
I'm gonna try it again and just.
No one's coming after you, Chris. You want me to talk? You want me to talk over it?
We're good. We're good now. There we go.
Dude.
So this is how it's done.
I didn't know she
did a whole video.
What the hell?
Yeah, well, I'm surprised. You don't even know what next week's topic is. So this
I
is
have
the
no
kind of
idea
this
what's
is.
going on ever. That's
So she's like cutting
awesome.
stuff
Jesus.
out, pasting stuff. Yeah. So there is like
By
a
the way, look at those
ton of
crazy
work.
nails.
Yeah, that too. Yeah. So it's just I thought it was kind of cool, like
That's super cool.
yeah, and like just go around and like note that part and it's the whole project. Just kind of I wanted to show that because I thought that was really awesome as well.
That's super cool.
Very, very cool.
Oh my God, Cheyenne, thank you. That's freaking great.
Yeah. That's awesome. So that will do it for Team Cosmic this week. Next week, hopefully, if Angelina's not back, maybe we'll someone in because Jeff, you don't even know what we're doing. Well, actually, I did send it to you, but did
you? I'm sure I barely. I probably didn't look at it. No offense.
Spam. Okay. Next week, show number 45, episode 45. We did this back in either December or November. We're making this a monthly thing now. And as it's a new month next week, February 1st, this is what we're doing.
Oh my God. Is it already February next week? What the hell?
It is.
Oh,
show number
look out, everyone.
We're bringing it back. It's myself versus Jeff versus hopefully Angelina, drawing Disney characters in 90 seconds. And
I gotta tell you, dude,
if you tune in,
I gotta find a table. I gotta find a table. I still don't have a freaking table in this place, man. I'm on like a French. Somebody said, I love that Tom Strong just did something about paint me like those French girls. I think that's what he said. Anyways, that's what I read. I am on like a French bistro table in my living room right now, really jonesing for the rest of the furniture to get here. So, happy birthday. It's Rob's birthday on the 2nd.
You're telling me I have a chance.
And so you're saying there's a chance. Yes. Yeah. I thought that when we did that, when did we do that? Like November? Weren't we like evenly weren't we?
Well,
I feel like everybody kind of won one.
I won maybe like a half or something. They gave me like a pity point. But you and Angelina were tied, and it went to a tiebreaker. I can't remember who actually.
That's right. Well, Angelina's not here, man. So I'm going to say I won. Good night, Karen.
Karen, thank you so much for joining us. We totally appreciate that. We'll see you on Thursday for news tonight.
Hey, you didn't do WIGS roll call, by the way. Did anybody do WIGS roll call?
I'm going to.
Yeah, Nico. Yep. Nico goes, Jeff has no table, Angelina has no chair.
Okay. Hey, if you like what you saw tonight, please like the video. Easy as clicking that little thumbs up button. You can also subscribe to the channel. We have so many shows on the channel. We do in them all. So like and subscribe. And also, if what you're seeing on WDW News Today, please become a WIGS member. Here comes the WIGS roll call in the chat in YouTube. David, Shane, Jordan, Tom, Adventures with Lisa, BC Fan, JD, Penguin, Mandy, Nico the Greco, Rob. Thank you so much. More Beverly. There we go. Napkin drawings against this ratio. Elisa, WIGS, Will, Burton, WIGS, Sean Hogan, WIGS, Lee Fargus, WIGS. Thank you so much. Living the dream. Little as $2 a month. You can become a WIGS member at WDW. Host shows. You get discount, all that kind of stuff. What's that? What's going on?
Tom Strong, WIGS Post Show, Cosmic Reid Fund, $2. That's right.
Love it.
That's what we need.
Tom, thank you so very much. You know what?
I'm really trying to fill up that fourth square.
Will sent an email here earlier this afternoon in terms of his favorite cues. So they are.
Hold on. Can I interrupt you for a second? Because like I basically said, because she's not here, I'm saying I won. Angelina, out of nowhere, by the way. Out of nowhere. She must be stealing. She must be the one stealing internet tonight. She goes, I think I won. Somebody show me the tape, dude.
Angelina.
Somebody show me the tape.
Angelina with the late entry. Is she actually? No, she's not in the thing. Okay. That's funny.
No, she's not.
Yes. So she'll be back next week, so it will be the three of us. So this email that came in from Will saying his favorite cues: Rise of the Resistance, Test Track, Flight of Passage, and Peter Pan. All awesome cues that we spoke about tonight. So I think thank you so much for tuning in. like and subscribe to the channel. Also, check out our main channel at WDWNT on YouTube. We post multiple live to the park single day. We also have one of the videos that went today was the Tomorrowland Transit Authority vehicles crashing into each other. No one was on it, but they were crashing into each other. Yeah, it's a 2-minute video. So as soon as this show ends and you like the video, go over there and watch it, because that is, as Mandy would say, bananas. So thank you so much for tuning in, right? Hey, appreciate everyone tuning in. A huge shout out to Jason Diffendall, our producer, for bringing us on the show on the air tonight. We will be back with episode 45.
Angelina going down.
Disney characters in 90 seconds. It's me versus Jeff versus a returning Angelina. I'm Cosmic Chris Reid. Thank you so much for tuning in, and to have a one. And remember, do what makes you happy.